Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another duelist video. In this video, I will hopefully be wrapping up the rest of these chapters. And now, there's something I would actually like to say, and I know that I compared my ex to Sayer, but Sayer is so much worse. Like, he can actually go out and hurt people. And now, my ex has hurt people, but I don't think he's as bad because he had a terrible childhood and his parents are complete assholes. Although I will not defend all the shit he's done to me or anyone else. He's had such a lasting impact on me that it scared me. And I realized it recently and I was like, oh god. Okay, well, anyway. Jack leaves Carly so that she won't get dragged into the battle against the Dark Signers. But Carly doesn't give up and decides to investigate the Arcadia movement. Sigh. I'm leaving. I have bad guys to deal with. And I have to get my story. Just let me take a pic. Stop going down this path, Carly. It's deeper and darker than you could possibly know. And it's going to get real dangerous. But Jack, news reporters news reporters have to deal with a lot of dangerous situations. They have to cover stories that really threaten their lives. Seriously. I want it all back. I want the time I spent trying to cheer you up. And I want the flirty looks I gave you back. And I want my heart back. I want it to not be so broken. Come on, Carly. Listen to yourself. Forget Jack Atlas, you don't need him. The only thing that matters now is unraveling the mystery behind the Crimson Dragon. I probably shouldn't be here, but this is the only lead I've got. It seems I have to address a small rodent problem. Because now that you've seen what you've seen, I can't let you leave. You won't get away with this. Sector security will come looking for me. Sector security can't touch us. Not as long as I know the truth about Goodwin. Everyone in this town loves Goodwin, but he has a secret. Director Goodwin is from the satellite sector. And that is the least of his secrets. Night, night, little mouse. Ugh. Ah! This is not happening. Jack. Silly fool. Huh? What's this quake? What's going on? I'm here to ask you for a rematch, Sayer. But you fell. I'm seeing things. It's the stress of my job. The stress of your job, really, Sayer? I'm not some stress-induced hallucination. I was saved and recruited by the Dark Signers. This is the beginning of the end for you. I wish it really did end there. Just saying. Seriously, that guy is a total ass. I know I compared him to my ex, but I mean the comparison is based on the impact Sayer had on Akiza and the effect my ex had on me. We both had healing to do when it came to these people, but Akiza's healing is different from the healing I have to do. Like, Actually, hold on. Well, it was definitely more dangerous for Akiza because she's a psychic duelist. But it's still interesting to remember my soul and the things that went on that night. I was just like, what the hell? But that shit is starting to happen more often, I'm telling you. It may not make sense logically, but there are things out there that just do not subscribe to standard logic. And I had to face this, and I had to accept this at some point. Because if I didn't, I would have just kept suffering. I had to adjust my understanding of reality. So now I have to readjust my understanding of reality again. Yeah, again. This is just so weird. Sadness to hate. Akiza is rescued from Al-Qaeda Movement's headquarters before it's destroyed. But when she sees her parents, Akiza's rage causes her psychic powers to spin out of control. And now, I don't have psychic powers like Aki does. But do you want to know why I related to her so much growing up? Because of how much I was hated. Because of the bullying and the hatred. And just the fact that I felt like a social outcast. Though now I feel more like a planetary outcast. But yeah, that's a different story. It just felt like I could connect with her because of how different she was and how different I am. And people like to talk about people want to be special. They want to be unique, but they aren't necessarily prepared for the consequences of what that kind of life gives you. Like, the dark side of being different and unique isn't necessarily going to be glamorous. A glamorous lifestyle might result, but it could also be something entirely different. It could be what isolates you from the rest of society. And yeah, I can relate to that. But while I don't have psychic powers, I do interact with spirits, and I do have experiences that would have me be seen as an outcast. I really just, it's just terrifying when I think about it, because while I don't have psychic powers, there are still things about me that people would hate on me for. And I've opened myself up to that. And I'm trying to harden myself so I can handle that kind of hatred and criticism. Because I have to be able to do that to be a good writer. If I want to be a writer, then words can't destroy me and they can't break me. But there is the whole thing where I'm still human. So it could spiral out of control. But if all the hate spiraled out of control, that's because people took it past words. If you take something past being just words and verbal hatred, then that's when it becomes too much. I wouldn't be able to be silent about that if something escalated past just words. I would have to address that if it came to be. And I don't really think that it's going to be an issue, but you never know. I never know. I didn't think that I'd ever recover from some of my past, but my life is in a much better... I'm in a much better position compared to where I used to be in life. And compared to... And, I mean, Yusei showed a keys of the light. Yusei showed a keys of the light, and I have someone that also showed me the light. It was my twin flame. by the way, in case you are wondering. I'm not talking about the soap bonds I have from this franchise, but I mean in a different sort of way, Jaden did something similar. Black Rose Dragon Whip 'em. Ugh! Thorns of Malice won't let me destroy your Stardust Dragon, but it loses attack. I thought you were going to save me, but are you giving up on me already? Like everyone else? Not a chance. You can try and push me away all you want. But I'll never give up on you. I never give up on my friends. Oh, friends, I see. You know, I ship Aki and you say, no, it'd be awkward if I had soap bonds of him show up. I actually feel like it's awkward shipping anyone now. I'm your friend. That's what I'm trying to show you. That's why I won't give up on this duel. You're only saying all this stuff to make me stop. I fell for this. We're here for you. Bit once. Right before my dad sent me away. Stop this, Akiza. Stop hurting people more than you already have. I'm sorry I wasn't a good father because I was scared of you. I know. That's why you decided to get rid of me. Because you were scared of your little girl. Yes, I let you down, but I never stopped caring about you, Akiza. Neither did your mother. Stop, just stop talking, Dad. No way am I falling for this. She's done with her move, but her power is still going crazy because she can't control it. But her power is still going crazy because she can't control it. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. I do have some power inside of me that it's not exactly like Akiza's, but it's still intense, and you still have to be careful. I have energetic activity activated inside of me, and the energy started at my spot. Started at the base of my. Hold on a second. The energy started at the base of my spine, and I also feel it at the crown of my head in the center, and occasionally in my chest, and I experience a lot of energetic activity because the Kundalini is active inside of my body. It's not awakened yet, but it's there, and it's definitely here. It's intense. I don't know what I'm going to do when it awakens, but its presence is very powerful. So I have to be careful, but also because I've got this energy active inside of me is actually the one reason I haven't snapped on my sister yet, because I've been reminded to be responsible and not just hurt people because I'm being petty. I don't necessarily want to hurt anyone, but my sister is the one hurting people, and I don't like when people get hurt. However, sometimes that is what happens. I mean, it's one thing if it's an accident, but if you keep doing it over and over, that's not good. And because the Kundalini is active inside of me, the intensity that its presence is so intense that I know that I'm headed for an awakening at some point in my future. I have no idea when. I just know that it'll happen. And I also know that it's probably not going to be very comfortable for me. I had a dream once, and I woke up, sometime around 3 a.m. or at 3 a.m. And that dream woke me up probably because I was experiencing that activity in real life. And it was kind of painful in that dream. I had this massive headache and I was trying to calm down, but I couldn't. The pain was so powerful that I couldn't get past it. But yeah, I said it. It came out of it. Yeah, I'm going to have to make a video about this soon, now that I've said it. Oh, and by the way, do not mess with the Kundalini. That is not good for anyone. If your body does not, if it's not a natural awakening, that can be very bad for you. I mean, I've had this thing building up for a few years now, and I'm still addressing issues that will. I'm still trying to work out my issues, you know. I want my awakening to be smooth. I don't want it to be unstable. Now, though, yeah, it's definitely headed for the full thing. I'm probably going to find it very hard to get through it, but I'm sure I will by the time it happens. I've done a lot of healing since that dream, and I still have more. My little girl, please give us a second chance. Come home to us, Akiza. Stay back. I'm not kidding. Give him a chance. Give your parents the opportunity to show you they care about you. You know, to be honest, I'm definitely different from a lot of people in my family. My spiritual experiences and a lot of my experiences are quite different. They aren't the kind of experiences that I've heard from anyone else in my family. So I feel like I'm the odd one out. And I'm not saying that because I think that it's insulting. I'm saying that because, oddly enough, my family actually refers to themselves as being weird. And I feel like an oddball in a family of people that already call themselves weird. But that's because some of my experiences are just so out there. Not everyone will believe me when I say certain things. But these experiences are real. They're legitimate, and they have changed and helped me cope with a world that I feel doesn't care about me. That I feel would rather see me dead. I feel like the world would sooner want me dead than just help me with anything. And this country really isn't helping. In a way, you're actually really lucky. Unlike some, you have a real family. A real family? No, Akiza. Dad, get back. I can't stop it. My powers won't listen to me. Ah! Stop! I don't want to do this anymore. Dad. I did it. I was able to control my power. Akiza. Dad. You know, I hope my dad doesn't hear me saying all this. It would be very awkward considering, yeah. You say, please end this duel. I don't want to fight anymore. Stardust Dragon, take out Akiza's monster with cosmic flare. Okay. Give me a second. Yeah, it's been a while. Probably because of me just running my mouth. I do that a lot, don't I? Anyway, the next part is probably going to be the last one, so I have 3 more of these scenes. That's good. I hope I can fit all of them in the next video. Although this one was just a lot of me talking about what I'm dealing with. And you guys may think it's a bit wild and too out there for you, but you can see that I actually have things going on. Like if you put your hand over the locations of the different chakras, you would feel heat there. And you might also feel spinning, but I don't know about that. I only know that I feel spinning. I'm not sure if anyone else can. And yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I will see you guys in my next one.